Hello Frenzies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to whatever the fuck this angle is. It's not correct, but I can't figure out how to fix it. So here we are. We are also here to talk about our Palestinian families. So here's the thing. The day that I'm filming this, Israel has broken the ceasefire deal. They were actively doing it already, but now it's like newsworthy where people other than like people with brains on the internet are talking about it. They've broken the ceasefire deal, so that means no aid is going to be entering any area of Palestine, none at all. So, all of this money that we were ideally trying to send to our Palestinian families that were going to evacuation is now going to be going towards whatever little food, medical supplies, clothing, resources are available in Palestine now that they will be getting no more aid trucks because our president here in the United States, if that's where you're located, so we already know. If you're in America, you already fucking know what's going on. But anybody who doesn't know, yeah, that's what's up. So I'm still gonna be talking about our Palestinian families because they still need money for the resources that they can get, if they can get any at all. So Rami's family, don't forget, has a goal of 75K. That is their evacuation goal. Doesn't matter. We're still going to be sending them money, even if they are not able to evacuate. If they are able to have any kind of life at all, that is what this money is going for. So my bite-sized goal is to get them to 8K. Everybody here that's subscribed, plus me, $5, which is the GoFundMe minimum, this is how much money we can get them. You think inflation in America is bad? This shit's gonna get worse. Also, we have Sajud's family. Final goal for their evacuation was $113,390. Again, this money is going to be going towards food, clothing, medical supply, any resources that are available at all, which there seem to be very little. That's what that money is going for. And don't forget, there's other links as well. So if you maybe for whatever reason feel a little more comfortable sending to, like, if you're in America and you're like, how can I help at home? I have links, especially for Black families that are always disproportionately more affected by any kind of disaster. The Black families that were affected by the LA wildfires, the California wildfires, those links are also in the description. All right, Frenzies, again, hello, welcome to the channel. This is the video. I'm having like a weird day. I like got ready to go and like got ready to film and everything, and then I sat down to film and the angle's wrong, like I said. And also, like, I feel like I don't remember how to film anymore. Anybody get that? Any other content creators get that? I'm having just like a weird week where I feel like I don't know how to film. Oh, I'm kicking my tripod. But anyway, yeah, hi. You're reading the title. This is my biggest regret. I wanted to talk about this. My biggest regret. If you live in America and you're watching and seeing and viewing and then like, or maybe not, but you are watching this video so you see like the infographics that I put up or like listen to anything I say. Scary in America right now. And this, my specific regret is kind of like coming in through this. Obviously my other regret is like not being born wealthy, but also like with the brain that I have so that I could use the wealth to do something other than being a huge piece of shit. So my biggest regret specifically is getting rid of the physical media that I got rid of when I was a teenager and just like in my early 20s. Because what we're witnessing in this country, which is making this like more prevalent and making me think about it more, is a lot of things are going to get destroyed and get wiped. Very important pages on government websites are getting destroyed. And books are being banned. And if they haven't already started, which I have a feeling they haven't already started, we're about this close to shit being burned and having it be like a very, you know, public, like, look at what we're capable of doing, fuck you, fall in line kind of vibes. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that, like, the media I got rid of and everything when I was a teenager and a young adult was very, like, radical and, like, banned books. I wasn't really having any of that. But it's still, for me to do it, was a stupid fucking thing to do. Because I regret it. I regret it. One of, like, the most prevalent things is like how I have this little manga collection right here. This is the only manga I own. Actually, no, there's 4 other books of the the ones over here? Godchild series. There's 4 more books of the Godchild series that I haven't finished reading yet because I was doing a reread and then I like got, what number is this? I got to 3 and I don't know. I think I like got burnt out because I was trying to like do like 2 a day and that didn't last long. I don't know, but I have more obviously off to the side. But like I got rid of my entire manga collection at one point because I was like embarrassed by it and like thought I was like too grown up by it or for it or whatever. I had all of the original Fruits Basket, all of them. I had all of was a I've talked about it a couple times. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but it's like Gawkin Alice. I had all of a series called Black Cat that I've talked about before. I had all of the Godchild books that these are like repurchased. Maybe they're ones I used to own, but like are being resold, you know what I mean? I had if not all, almost the entire collection of like D and Angel. I had a huge collection of manga. There were so many books at one point that I had that I got rid of because I was like, I had most of the American Girl dolls. Like all their books. I had most of their like mini box sets. And same thing with like music and CDs and everything. I had a huge I don't even remember what it looked like, but I know I had like a CD collection like in a little container and I had a Hello Kitty CD player that I was obsessed with. And I mean at the time I was listening to like Jonas Brothers, Jesse McCartney, the Princess Diaries 1 and 2 soundtracks. I had that shit. Had my CDs, had my little Hello Kitty CD player. I had like a lot of the Disney Channel, like, you know, Hannah Montana and shit. I had those on CD. And the thing is, I probably still would have gotten rid of them because I didn't necessarily care for them at some point or whatever. But I do regret getting rid of them point blank period instead of just putting them away somewhere. Because especially like, not to like, this is like, I'm gonna sound very boomer right now, I guess, depending on like what my audience demographic is. I might sound like a boomer. I am 29, so like, if you want to call me an old lady, like that is kind of valid because I'm pushing 30. That's not even old. That's like, I'm still such a young human being. On terms of the internet, I'm a fucking hag, but like in the world, I'm so young still. Anyway, with like rise of technology and everything and like the way we're able to stream music and like K-pop albums specifically, because I'm gonna kind of segue into that. K-pop albums specifically, how it's like the albums that are like, it's like the Nemo version, so it's like scan the QR code and go on our website. But like the way America is going, and this is not supposed to be like fear-mongery at all, I'm just like seeing the world and being like, ooh, that's a little spooky. Seeing the way America is going and also like working in a library, there is a possibility. This is not a definite. Please don't get scared. I don't need you scared. I need you focused and like ready to go. There is a possibility that we're not going to have the internet forever. There's a very real possibility that like the internet and our digital archives are not going to last forever. Actually, that's probably not even a possibility. That's probably just a fact. But I'm not like that. I'm not smart in like that regard to like tell you one way or the other. There's a very real, just anything that the internet is not going to be forever. So as much as I do love, like, you know, I love YouTube. I love Spotify. I'm obsessed. The thing is, I never knew Spotify was a thing because I'm from the early 2000s that like Pandora was a thing and Pandora was ass. So, and then I had my little iPod Nanos that like my brother would buy me the iTunes gift cards for a birthday and I would spend it all on songs that I was interested in that moment. So I had so many songs on my fucking iPod and iPod Touch that I didn't even really listen to, but I had bought them, so I had them. Like I love streaming services. I love YouTube. I love having access to like random things at any time. But one of the things about like getting back into K-pop in my 20s and everything is like I feel like, me personally, I don't know if this is everybody's thing, when you're first getting into it, it's very much like about like the photo cards and the collecting and everything, but then you realize how many just like albums you have. And I'm somebody personally that like, if it, let's say it's like, I'll use Stray Kids, it's version A, version B, limited version, I'll get those 3, but I'm not somebody that like gets Nemos or gets like the accordion versions, the jewel cases, whatever the fuck they're called for Stray Kids. like the individual, twice ones. Like I'm not somebody that really does that. I have once or twice, but you know what I mean? They're not like part of my collection. I'm buying them to get card pulls and then regretting it, you know what I mean? But I'm realizing now that like I actually like having my CDs. I like having my CD collection. I think last year I bought like a pink CD case. I have a pink one and a purple one. And my purple one has all of my 5 Seconds of Summer CDs that I kept for years, even though I didn't have anything to play a CD on. I would still buy the 5 Seconds of Summer CDs, played them occasionally in my friend's car when we would go to concerts. And now I actually have somewhere to put them instead of just in their cases in a drawer somewhere, like hidden away. A couple years ago for Christmas, I did get a CD player. It's one of the newer ones, and it's pink, so it's cute, but I also do find it kind of ugly. I wish I kind of had like the old style, the thick ones. But I have those put away. With the 5 Seconds of Summer, recently I grabbed a couple. What did they have? They had Marina and the Diamonds, Prima Donna, and they had the Chapel CD. And I was like, you know what? I fuck with Chapel so hard, and I listen to her album all the time. What's new? I'm gay. I'm gay and I love to kiss girls. That's not news. I think it also helped that one of my best friends is like a big CD bitch. They love having the CDs in their car. They have like, the ones that are easier to open in the car, like the ones on their, what are they called? Their mirrors. They have like the little CD holders that kind of go there. And it's nice because that's just it. Like sometimes the aux doesn't work in the car. My friend Megan, when we get in the car, my phone will and won't connect in the aux. She'll try to disconnect her phone to connect mine, and hers will still be on, but somehow mine will still be playing. It's just sometimes when technology is getting a little too complicated for me because I feel like an old woman, it's nice to have the physical CD. And I do regret getting rid of the CDs that I had when I was younger because I don't remember all of the ones that I had, but I do remember some of them. And that's just it. Maybe I wasn't going to be listening to the Princess Diaries 2 soundtrack anymore, but I do wish I still had it because sometimes that's a vibe. And then like I've talked about even like in videos I've made about books, which are going to be getting a couple book videos this month. Ooh, spoiler alert, but I've talked about it a couple times with like when I've been talking about books, ones that like I remember this story. I don't necessarily want to read it again, but I wish I did have it on me so I can double check it at least once. You know what I mean? And then just have the name written down so every time it haunts me, I can be like, oh yeah, this book specifically, who's read this? The one that I always mention when I'm talking about this is the book. It's like it's a YA contemporary, I think. And I was reading it when I was in like my troubled teen phase. And like, mind you, I wasn't the troubled teen. I just wanted to read about it. Like I've said, when everybody else was reading dystopians, I was reading like troubled teen books about like runaways and teen drug addicts and stuff like that. But it was one where she like, I think the plot twist at the end was like a friend of hers killed herself or died. And this girl was like horribly depressed and using drugs to help her with that depression. And it's like a young cop that she fell in love with. And by the end of the book, they're like together. I did say it was my troubled teen phase, and then I also said that I wasn't the troubled teen, but the fact that I read that book and liked it and kept it for so long, perhaps I was in fact the troubled teen, because fuck cops! Anyway. God. Don't even get me started. Talking to my brother's girlfriend the other day, because she was here visiting, and we were talking about, like, cops, and I remembered how young... That trend where it's, like, what radicalized you, and I have quite a few of them. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. That is my biggest regret, is getting rid of a lot of physical media. I got rid of a lot of movies. I have a DVD collection. My mother has a DVD collection. I have like an old TV with a DVD player. I regret getting rid of my fucking cassettes. I had so many cassettes. I had almost all of Arc 1 of Sailor Moon. I mean, granted, it was the dubbed version, so like, not the best. But I had almost all of Arc 1, like the Queen Beryl arc, on cassette. And I had a couple, is it season 2 or a second arc when Sailor Pluto and that like whole storyline is going on? Because I had like one of those. I had all 3 all three. I had the big three Sailor Moon movies on cassette. And it's not just the movie itself and like the context of the movie, it's the box art, it's the manuals that used to like come in like the old DVDs with like advertisements for stuff. My Sims collection. I had all of Sims 2, except for H&M stuff, and 90% of Sims 3, it just not all, like, the additional, like, worlds, and, it was the worlds and a lot of, like, the stuff packs I didn't have. But most of the, like, bigger expansions, I had all of those on CD-ROM. I had them. And granted, now my computer doesn't even have a place to put CDs in. Neither one of them do. My laptop doesn't have it either. The laptop I had in college had a CD holder, but neither one of my computers have one. I do have like an add-on thing that you have to plug in that you can put your CD in because I have a couple like really old computer games that I still haven't figured out how to work. I just have to learn how to download an emulator, but I'm like scared. I don't want anything to infect my nice expensive computer, especially with the way tariffs are gonna be starting. Didn't they start? When this video goes up, I think they like officially started this week. We're so fucked. Anyway, I regret it. I regret it so much. I think about it every day. Even like not even my physical media, but like just dolls I had. Again, not this shelf right here, but the one above it. My Monster High dolls, the Gen 1 Monster High dolls, I had almost the entire crew. I didn't have Claude. That was like my biggest thing. I didn't have Claude, and I didn't have Cleo's sister. I don't remember why. I think they were just like so hard to find. But I had Jackson Jekyll. I had Holt Hyde. I had the main girlies. I had Skeleta. I had C.A. Cupid, Gen 1 C.A. Cupid. That was like that's the biggest hit. That one that is what hurts me the most. I had, what is her name? I had Skeleta, and I had the one that's like the witch doctor. I had her. I regret getting rid of them. I think about it every day and I regret getting rid of them. And a lot of it was, I was a teenager. I was going through thinking I was mature. I was desperate to have a boy like me, so I didn't want him to see, my silly, goofy things. Some stuff I was getting, like, bullied for because it wasn't cool at the time. Just a variety of stuff, and I regret it so much. But now with the internet and just being older and having access to like communities outside of your immediate community that like in your hometown when you're a high schooler and like only have your high school in your home kind of vibe, there are so many people that like share those interests and like have the things that I used to have, and I'm jealous and I miss them. There can be arguments made about like over consumerism and everything, but like I don't think that falls into over consumerism. Maybe the dolls do, but like they were collectibles. I was getting them to have them because they were making me happy, not just to like have because it was a trend. Yeah, I regret that a lot. I really do. I kept a lot of video game stuff. But everything else, like I got rid of my Sims games and I regret it every day. I regret getting rid of the Sims 2 every day. I had everything except for H&M stuff. Even the weird box one that like you didn't even really need it, but you needed the codes inside on the manuals. That was like the tiny like 15 items. Tiny, I say. That's huge now. But at the time it was small. It was like 15 items and it was like random like little holiday collection. I had all of them. And I regret getting rid of that. I regret getting rid of my manga so much because now I'm starting from like ground zero and I don't want the new Fruits Baskets where they're like thicker and have like 2 or 3 books in one. I want the individual light blue copies. But yeah, that's my biggest regret. And if you are a younger person watching this, please take this as advice. I don't try to give advice very often. Take this as advice. If you have things, manga, music, books, toys, whatever, that you do care about, but you're not too sure, or you feel like you have to, or you feel like people are judging you, put them in a box, if you can, if you have space in your house, put them in a box and put them away out of the way. If you're moving, or you're packing up for college, or you're just like going through stuff with your parents one day, If you open the box and you're like, why did I keep this? Then go ahead and get rid of them. But right now, if you're like, all the kids at school are teasing me because I have Monster High dolls and I don't want them to tease me. I want them to think like I'm grown up like them. Don't get rid of them. Put them in a box, put them under your bed, put them in the attic, put them in the basement, wherever. Keep them for a little bit longer. Because I guarantee there's at least one thing in the stuff you're going to put away that you will find later and be like, holy shit, I'm so glad I kept this. That's my little piece of advice for the day. Because, again, hearing the, about archives, online archives being taken down and, the book bans are even hotter than they have been, and that's not going to be the only thing they're going to come after, especially with different laws and bills that they're passing in different states. We're going to start getting to the point where they're I think we might already be there, but I personally haven't seen anything. I probably just have missed it, but we're going to get to the point of what is and isn't appropriate in public from those stupid fucks. And it's going to start being anything that we consume actively right now in popular media. So hold on to the media that you have, because at some point, not only will it be just oh, nice nostalgia, remember this time of our life, but also it'll be acts of resistance depending on what it is. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and let me know what your lost media for you was. Not lost media in the lost media sense, but for you, what's your lost media? Because mine is the original Fruits Basket manga and all of my Sims CD-ROMs. Fuck, I miss those. And don't forget, while you're on your way out here, about our Palestinian family, Rami's family, who has a goal of 75K. We are at this right now. I don't remember the number off the top of my head. Bite-sized goals. All of us here can get us to my 8K goal and higher. This is how much money we can all give. All of us, plus me. Everybody here subscribe, plus me, $5 minimum. That it is on GoFundMe. This is how much money we can get them. Same thing with Sujud's family. My bite-sized goal is 2,500. We can get them there. We can get them there and over. And don't forget that at this point, if it is not evacuation money, it is going to be food, clothing, medical supplies, any other resources that anybody could need to have any kind of life in the active genocide and Holocaust that is happening in Palestine. Committed by Israel, also committed by the United States, but also fully funded by the United States, which is fucking great. I love and appreciate you guys very much. You're all wonderful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!